Hello, fellow YouTubers. Crazy Eddie and Ed Matteo Jr. coming at you. Today, folks, we're doing a package reveal. Before we do so, we have to get a little bit of hot coffee, medium roast, stevia, and a little milk. Okay, so let's dive into this, guys. First up, we are doing the WWE Wrestling Figures Elite Series, but we're doing the Basic Series. Series 148. But this series is the WWE Main Event Series. Do you guys remember Saturday night's Main Event? They used to air, I think it was it CBS or NBC? It was the bomb. It used to come on at Saturdays at 11 o'clock at night. Would run usually till 1 o'clock in the morning. Some of the greatest matches of all time. All the top billers were on the card. I just missed those days, man. That's when wrestling was wrestling, back in the 80s. Loved it. So, to celebrate that, what do we get? We got two figures from the Series 148 Main Event Series. And first up, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I have a couple of them. Let me see. I mentioned to you before, I love Mark Henry. But my legends from the old school, I got three top favorites. We got the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. My second favorite would have to be the Immortal Hulk Hogan. And another one, who's going to shock you, Kamala, the Ugandan giant. Yes, I really respect him. Watching his biographies, really interesting hard life he led. All these guys had hard lives, but his story really was a tall tale, and what a nice gentleman. One of the nicest guys. I never met him personally, but seeing the way he reacted with his fans and with the interviewers, just fabulous. But here we go. We got series number 148. We got the Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. As you can see, this is Piper when he came back, when his return, because the hair was longer. This was during the few days with the adorable one, Adrian Adonis. Speaking of the adorable one, let's bring him up. You could say hi. Look at this. This is the LGN custom, a variation of the adorable Adrian Adonis. You can tell the pose and all is the same, but the face, the body type, a little bit different. These are custom made, made out of resin. But back to this one. Hot Rod, Roddy Piper, Saturday night's Main Event. This was the time when he was battling. You remember the Iron Sheik? That was another classic when he had the crutch. That was on Saturday night's Main Event. Some great feuds. Piper, before that, the Piper and Orndorff feuds were on Saturday night's Main Event. The classic boxing match. Even though Roddy Piper didn't box, but when Bob Orton boxed Mr. T and Piper was in the corner, the whole build-up to WrestleMania 2. Just some great times. But here he is. We have the Roddy Piper, Saturday night's Main Event. And while we have it here, we're going to put it in his protective case. So let's do this with you guys. Yeah, certain ones, I don't do with all of them because there's just too many, and half the time the price of the protective cases sometimes is more than the wrestling figures. But some of the guys I like most of my Roddy Pipers, my Hulk Hogans, I put them all in the protective cases. And we put it on the back here. These are all folks, by the way, from Figure Shield, which you can get on their website. Even Amazon, I believe, has the Figure Shield ones. And there we have it. We got Roddy Piper. He's cased. Now, there was another one, pretty cool one from the series. There was they have John Cena, which is the Invincible John Cena. You can't see me, Cena. Well, they made him clear, opaque, the color of the figure, which is kind of neat, but I was never a real big John Cena fan, so I don't think I'll be purchasing him. But this is Roddy Piper. If you look up close, I don't know if you could see the sculpture, the facial expression is different from the rest of the series, because they put so many of these figures out. They use the same molds most of the time. They change sometimes some of the paint or some of the outfits, but basically the mold's the same. But this one here, the face is definitely varied a little differently. So this is the Main Event Roddy Piper. And speaking of the Main Event, this next gentleman was just on the Republican National Convention in all his glory. And we're speaking of, this one is my favorite. They put so many Hulk Hogan figures out. From everything, from the New World Order NWO to every Hogan imaginable. The Elite Series just put it, the Legends Series 23 just put out a wonderful rock and wrestling Hulk Hogan. Matter of fact, let me pull this off the shelf. Hold on, that box got a little damaged on this one, but this one just came out, which I absolutely love. You got Hogan in all the USA gear, jamming in on the guitar. Series 23. I love this Hulk Hogan. But this one here, and it's mostly because of the facial expression, I just think is my favorite. And once again, another WWE Main Event. And again, the headliners on this one, Hogan. The first Saturday night's main event, if you remember, the main event was Hulk Hogan versus Nikolai Volkov. Was that a main event or was that a main event? I mean, come on, guys. This was wrestling. These were great matches. But check out the Python Power facial expression on that Hulkamania. Would you see that? I mean, that is just a classic Hulkster with the balding of the head hair. Just the facial expression, that mean, angry growl of the Python Hulk Hogan. The signature move, which it also tells you in the back, is the signature leg drop. This here, which is definitely a totally new sculpture, is my all-time favorite Hulk Hogan figure. And it's from the Basic Series. Who would have thought? But it's the Basic Series Main Event. So these are the only two I went with. Like I said, I didn't bother with the John Cena. These other ones, I'm not going to lie, I don't even know who these other wrestlers are. These are from the newer generation. Again, I'm a typical diehard. I followed all the way up into, let's see, I was into it up into the early mid-90s. 95 was definitely the cutoff for me with the wrestling. And then I got back into it a little bit in the early 2000s, because they brought Roddy Piper back. He appeared in a couple of the main events when Ric Flair came back then for WrestleMania in the early 2000s. Dived in and out, but it's not the same to me. I'm sorry, it's just how I am. But this is a classic. So let's get this guy boxed up here. Preserve him in his case. Like I said, I don't case them all, but there's just too many of them. I have no room to display them, guys. Half of them now in my collection now. After this rack here, let me just show you. There he goes. He's all in and insecure. Let me pick you up here. You see this rack I got, which I gave. There we go. Okay. So you see there, we got the Legends. This was, I don't remember what series this was from, 21, 22. But I happened to get this rack. Obviously, you can see that's full. We're full up there. We got them stacked there. We got tons in the back. I mean, up there we got the superstar figures. I mean, they're just you name it, they're everywhere. And if you peek behind these, is where all the LJNs are hiding. So we're just out of room. So a lot of them now, the unboxed ones. Oh, we got a couple more lined up back there, and then in that closet we got tons more. Just no room. So a lot of the newer ones now, I'm just putting in the plastic containers, which are starting to go back there behind Roddy Piper. You can see I got Jaws up there on the top, but underneath them are some plastic boxes. Actually, I think I got a couple of Turtles of Grayskull under there. So I refuse to get a storage garage though for this. My wife only will let me have this one room, so I can't spend off to the rest of the house. Have a little bit of stuff in the basement, but not the figures. So there we have it, guys. Today, our feature was Saturday night's WWF at the time, now WWE, Saturday night's main event, down memory lane. It's a memory we will never forget. It will always be up here and always on DVD. You can watch fairly much of a couple of the episodes on YouTube. A couple releases on DVD. Blu-ray, they really put a lot of that stuff out. I think it's just a DVD. But anyway, keep watching. Forever Wrestling. Forever Crazy Eddie. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you soon in another wrestling video. Who knows?